don't know how the world's most antisocial person ever made it into my wedding, but I'm not happy about it. There's not a chance I would want someone like you at my wedding. That's why I went out of my way to help expedite your departure. Do me a favor and leave as soon as possible. That's why you threw wine on me? You wanted me to leave that badly? That's pretty awful of you. What exactly was so awful about what I did? Now you can make your grand exit and go home. If anything, you should be thanking me for helping you get out of a social situation. Show a little gratitude of your benevolent rescuer. You've got to be kidding, right? There's no way you actually think you did me a favor? Why would I thank you for ruining my clothes? You can't stay at the wedding totally soaked in wine. Come on, we both know you hate being around people. Now you can leave and get back to doing whatever a recluse likes to do. I already called you a taxi too. You're welcome. A little wine never hurt anyone. I'll be fine. The staff here got me some towels to help me dry off anyway. And as it turns out, I happen to have something I can change into. Lucky me. Sorry, but I won't be going home today just yet. Are you kidding me? Why exactly do you think I've gone through all the trouble of pretending to fall over myself and make a mess? Just to throw a little wine on you? I don't want you to be here. You should just leave already. There's not a chance I'm leaving. I'm going to change my dress and get back to the venue. Are you really so stubborn that you can't read the room? You haven't changed a bit since high school. You'll always be the pathetic girl with no friends sitting in the corner alone. Why would someone like you be at a big social event anyway? You're totally out of place. You don't have any friends. You don't know anyone. Is it really that much of a mystery? I was invited. Why else would I be here? Caleb invited me to the wedding. How did you not know who was coming to your own event? Did you not discuss anything with him when you planned your wedding? Why would I check every single name on the list one by one? I don't have that kind of time. We invited a ton of people. So of course I was shocked when I saw you here. The goblin from high school came out of her cave and is around other people. It's unbelievable. I changed my name after getting married. You wouldn't have known it was me by just looking at the list anyway. Wow, maybe you changed a bit since high school after all. That's a really good joke. I almost can't believe you of all people got married. And before me? I'm sure whatever cave creature you decided to marry is just as boring and socially inept as you are. There you go again, judging everyone left and right. You don't know the first thing about me or my husband. If anyone hasn't changed, it's you. You're exactly the same as you've always been. I bet you didn't even have a wedding ceremony to avoid having to see other people. It must have been a real challenge to make anyone fall for you. How hard was it to make yourself the slightest bit appealing to another human being? Almost as difficult as trying to make yourself presentable for today. I'm so sorry I ruined that with my little spill. You must have tried so hard. It turned out to be all for nothing. Your empty apology is totally heartless. You don't think what you did was wrong? Not even a little bit? Do you not have any guilt? I don't. Not even a little bit. In fact, I think you've done something far worse than I have in just showing up to my wedding. It should be illegal for someone so ugly to come to the wedding of such a beautiful couple. You are totally out of place here, and that's why you should be leaving right about now. Unfortunately for you, it isn't going to work like that. You keep telling me to leave and think it's as simple as that? What exactly do you plan on telling Caleb when he was the one that invited me? I think there'll be a much bigger impact than you think if I were to just leave. You're so full of it. Don't make me laugh. You actually think anyone would care if you left? You're so delusional. No one would even notice if you left right now. I'm sure you're just another one of many obligatory invitations that went out to coworkers and acquaintances in order to make our wedding that much bigger. What does it matter if one less insignificant person stays for the rest of the day? Are you really so sure about that? I've never been more sure about anything in my life. Get going already. You keep acting all tough, but I know you're crying all over your phone right now. I'm tired of telling you, so get out already. Well, if you're so sure, then I suppose I will then. Don't waste any more time, ha ha.
Carly, are you alright? I was just talking with the staff who were helping out. They said they were able to get you a change of clothes. They're bringing them to you right now. They'll meet you in the waiting room in just a second.
I'm sorry, Caleb. I don't mean to trouble them, but can you tell them that it's alright? I don't need the clothes. I'm on my way home, so they don't need to worry about it.
What? Why are you going home already? What's wrong? You aren't feeling sick, are you? Let me call you a taxi to take you to urgent care.
No, I'm totally okay. Don't worry about me. I'm not sick or anything. I'm just heading home is all.
You aren't sick, but it's only 5. Is it because you're angry about what happened? I hope you aren't too upset about it. I'd really appreciate if you could stay, though. My wedding wouldn't be the same without my sister here. Please don't worry about the dress. I can take care of it. I'll make sure that Addison apologizes again, too.
I'm not angry at all, I promise. I really do want to see the whole thing to the end. I was really looking forward to today and being here for you.
I don't understand. If that's the case, then why are you saying that you need to go home?
Because your fiancé is asking that I leave.
She what? Addison asked you to leave.
Yes, she asked that I go home. Actually, her and I were in the same graduating class in high school. We also have a lot of the same classes in school.
Really? I can't believe I never realized that.
We never got along, though. Well, maybe that's an understatement. I should say that she hated me. She said she wasn't comfortable with me being at the wedding, so I'm leaving as she asked.
I had no idea the two of you knew each other that long, let alone had a history. I'm so sorry, Carly. I really didn't know.
No, I should be the one apologizing. It's my fault this happened. I wasn't able to take any time to meet with you and her family. Then it would have been easier to explain. If you'd known sooner, maybe all of this wouldn't have happened today. I'm sorry for causing you all this trouble. Please don't worry about me, though. I'll be totally fine. You should enjoy your special day. I want you to have fun. What is this all about? Why didn't I ever hear about you being Caleb's sister? Oh, someone else already told you about that. Yes, him and I are siblings. I'm sure that's surprising to you. I thought you were an only child. You shouldn't have any siblings. How does that make any sense? Yes, I was an only child in high school, but around the time we graduated high school, my mother got remarried. The man she married was Caleb's father. What? Actually, our parents had known one another since middle school. That's around the time Caleb and I first met. Caleb and I have always been really close. It's almost like we've always been siblings. But my mother wanted to focus on her career at the time, and she was determined to get herself back on her feet before getting married again. Eventually, around the time we graduated high school, she was in a much better situation than before and happy with her career. So, like she promised, they'd finally gotten married. You can't be serious. Is it really that hard to believe? I'm sure Caleb has mentioned to you before that he isn't related to his sister by blood. I'm sure I remember him mentioning that. He was explaining the situation to you before. Of course he told me about it before. I know all about his father getting remarried and having a step-sibling, but only that he has a sister that travels frequently. How was I supposed to know that it was you, though? I never would have imagined it would be you of all people. You don't have to imagine it. It's reality. Yes, it's the quiet girl you always made fun of in high school. But then that means that if I get married, that you'll become my sister-in-law? Yes, that is what that means. I'm gonna be your new older sister. How could this happen? I was more popular than you. I was in a higher social circle. How could someone like you become my older sister? It's quite a complicated set of circumstances, isn't it? I suppose life works in mysterious ways. Nothing you can do at this point. Right. Sure. You're right. Nothing I can do. Gotcha. Well then. If that's how things are then, I suppose we'll just have to make it look like we get along then. So you better hurry up and get back to the wedding. Huh? Go back? Don't play dumb. Just forget that I ever told you to leave. Don't tell Caleb or anyone about this, all right? We don't need any more drama today. So in other words, you just want me to go back just to protect your own appearance, is that right? You want to be at the wedding, don't you? You want to support your brother, don't you? Well then, hurry up already and stop shuffling your feet. If you know what's best for yourself, you listen to what I tell you to do.
You can forget about it. I'm calling off her wedding.
What are you talking about? What do you mean our wedding? Wait, Caleb, is that you?
Yes, of course it is. Addison, I'm calling off the wedding. I think I'll be reconsidering the whole marriage thing for the time being.
What are you saying? Wait just a minute. What do you mean you're calling off the wedding? Why are you using Carly's phone?
Is there something wrong with helping my sister after she was drenched in wine? You told Carly to leave. I'm taking responsibility for the situation and helping my sister get home. And in between all of this mess today, I can very well see that you've done some soul searching.
Now, you wait just a second. I didn't intentionally spill wine on her. You were right with me when it happened. You saw everything, didn't you? You know that I fell down. And I would never tell Carly to leave. Why would I say such an awful thing?
You can stop with the blatant lies. I know very well what happened. I've looked at all the messages you sent my sister today.
I can explain.
You don't need to explain anything, Addison. I don't want to hear any more from you. I don't want to marry a girl that bullied my sister into not wanting to come to school. I can't tell you how disappointed I am in you, Addison.
Excuse me?
Carly told me that the two of you didn't get along back in school, but I know there was far more to it than that. I have your other classmates to thank for that. You treated her so horribly that she stopped going to school.
You're blaming that on me. That's not what happened, Caleb. You have it all wrong. I would never do anything like that to someone.
I realize I don't have the best memory, but now it's all coming back to me. You'd say horrible things about single parents. I remember secretly looking through Carly's diary back when we were all in school. Now all of the things she'd written down about not wanting to go to school make sense. You were who she was writing about. You were the reason she didn't want to go to school and talk to anyone. How could you do that to someone?
But you've got it all wrong.
People even messed with me for only having one parent back then. I know what it's like to be treated the way she was, but maybe not to the extent that you put her through. I can't marry someone who would do that to another person, especially not someone who's so unapologetic for it to this day.
Just let me explain, please. Don't say things like that, Caleb. Sure, Carly and I had a little bit of a history from when we were in school, but that was a long time ago. And we aren't just talking about the past right now. I think you're making a huge mistake. You don't need to call off the wedding.
Where exactly is the mistake in my logic? Because to me it seems clear as day what needs to be done here.
I was young. I'm not the same person anymore. Maybe I was a little mean to some of the people I wasn't close friends with, but that's not who I am today. I'm not just a kid in high school anymore. I'm an adult. I don't have the same opinions as any awful stereotypes anymore. I'm sure Carly and I will be great friends.
I wouldn't ask that of my sister. She shouldn't have to endure putting up with someone like you anymore. I don't want anything to do with you, Addison. After today, I don't ever want to see you again, got it?
You don't really mean that, do you?
Someday when I make my own family, I want it to be a kind and respectable one. And I want to have a lot of children one day too. I've told you before many times, haven't I?
Yes, of course. I want the same thing that you do. We can have that, Caleb. We can have as many children as we want. And we can make a wonderful family together.
I don't think we can, though. I don't think someone who can unapologetically hurt another person is qualified to be a mother.
But that's not who I am.
But that is who you are, and I will not start a family with someone like that. It's over, Addison. The marriage is off.
Don't do this, Caleb.
It's a good thing we decided to do the wedding before we went and signed any papers. I'll be sure to explain the situation to everyone after I get back from taking my sister home. You should reflect on all of this while you're waiting.
Why did you do this to me? This is all your fault, everything. The wedding is over because of you. You've ruined everything. I'll never forgive you for this. I don't need your forgiveness. I didn't do anything to you. You got what you deserved. Caleb gave up on you because of what you did and continue to do. Don't try to turn this on me. This is all because of you, you miserable dork. All the shame and humiliation you've brought on me is because of what you did. What relation would me being a dork have to this situation exactly? You did this to yourself, your behavior. Own up to your actions. It doesn't matter how you look at this. This is on you. If you're so angry about this, you should think hard about it because right now, your anger is misplaced. Who exactly should be reflecting about all of this? Because it's of no consequence to me anymore. I don't care about the wedding being canceled or any of this. I don't care about any of it anymore. Wow, you're very strong. I'm not missing out on anything. It's Caleb's loss, not mine. I'll meet someone else in no time and I'll be totally fine. He's easily replaceable, unlike me. A woman like me can choose from anyone I want. I already have people lined up begging to be with me. Already? Is it really that easy for you? Of course it is. I already have 3 people lined up that I've been seeing and keeping in touch with. James and Lucas are both working well-paying jobs. Not that you'd remember them. And Liam's parents have their own company that they run. It won't be difficult to marry any one of them and I'll be set for life. Like I said, it doesn't matter if Caleb doesn't want me anymore. It's no skin off my nose. I see. It was nice of you to tell me yourself about all the cheating while you were engaged. I'll make sure to fill my brother in on the details so he can file a lawsuit. I hope you'll make whatever preparations you need to pay. What are you talking about? What lawsuit? I'm grateful you were so willing to openly admit to cheating. It'll build the perfect case when they admit to it as well. I can't wait to see this play out to the end. Will you stop rambling about nonsense? You don't even know what you're talking about. The wedding was canceled. It's over between Caleb and I. We aren't getting married. It doesn't matter what you tell him because we aren't a thing anymore. It's meaningless. Well, not as meaningless as you think. Sure, you aren't getting married as of yesterday, but you cheated during your engagement, and that means a case can be made. There's no way. That can't be real. Oh, it is. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of evidence. I'll be collecting all of this to make things easier for Caleb. What evidence are you talking about? I think I just might have found your secret Instagram account. You sure love to post on this one. It looks like I found some of your extra boyfriends on here too. This will make things a lot easier for me. What are you looking through? What account did you find?
I totally forgot to mention what I do for a living. I work at an agency for private investigators. I take a lot of pride in my work, I have to say. I've gotten very good at it.
Tell me you're joking.
It's a very reputable agency. I'm sure you've heard about it before. I always do my best for our clients. We have to make sure to uphold our reputation. That's why I'm always traveling so much. It's essential for my job, especially for things like making sure people are out on a business trip like they say they are. We get a lot of requests for cases like that.
You're really not joking. Caleb never mentioned that his sister worked a job like that.
Of course I'm not joking. My husband is a lawyer too. It's been beneficial to both of our careers to be able to work together in a lot of cases.
A lawyer. You're married to a lawyer. How can someone as boring and ugly as you manage that?
Caleb introduced us to one another. Anyway, I expect we'll be hearing from my husband soon on Caleb's behalf.
You're unbelievable. You're both cowards if you think you can hide behind a lawyer.
Got a quick question for you. One of the people you were cheating with is married, right? Does that mean that the both of you were seeing each other, despite the fact that you were engaged and he's already married?
What? Seeing someone already married? Even I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to deal with any of the trouble of seeing someone who's already married.
I guess that means that they were lying to you then. I'm looking into all the people you mentioned earlier. It wasn't hard to find the one. He looks very happy in all of his pictures. He has a lovely family. Did he ever mention them to you?
You're lying. That's impossible. There's no way any of them were married. No one would ever lie to me.
It seems this rabbit hole is deeper than I thought. But I'll make sure to figure out the full extent of the situation. I'm going to make sure you never forget what I'm capable of. Not long after, I was able to collect information on all the people that Addison had been seeing while she was with my brother. With all of that in hand, Caleb was able to build his case against Addison. On top of expenses to cover the canceled wedding, it came out to a little less than $70,000. Addison tried her best to cling to all of the extra ties due to the large amount she would need to pay. Unfortunately for her, all of them were either married or already dating someone else. They all quickly realized that their involvement with her was no longer worth the effort. All of them cut contact with her, and she resorted to begging to her parents to help her cover everything. However, she somehow managed to pull enough together to pay it all. In order to pay back the money that she borrowed, she's supposedly taken up additional work in her off time. Naturally, as a result of her prideful personality, she isn't making as much as she's originally thought.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.